Plus, we'll have the very latest for you on the problems in Lancashire that have left hundreds of thousands of people having to boil their water. But first, the young woman with an eating disorder who is scared she'll die unless she gets specialist help. Charlene Roberts has bulimia. The illness has put her in hospital 13 times this year alone.
The 28-year-old has been cared for by the NHS, but believes she is no longer benefiting from that treatment. Charlene is hoping to raise awareness about her condition, and she's been talking to our reporter, Sarah Rogers.
Charlene Roberts once dreamed of being an actress, but those dreams are fading away, just like her tiny frame. She's had bulimia and anorexia since the age of 15. At her worst, she'd been making herself sick up to 15 times a day. It's difficult to believe this is a 28-year-old woman.
I think I'm just under 5.5 stone, which is the lowest. It frustrates me when people think it's for attention or it's just about losing weight. I don't want to lose weight.
Charlene says she's been in and out of hospital 13 times this year alone.
On 3 occasions, when I got to A&E, I went straight through to resuscitation.
Do you worry that this is going to kill you?
Yeah. I don't think there's going to be a 14th time. That's what scares me.
After a decade under the NHS, Charlene feels they can no longer help her. She's now, along with her family, trying to raise £7,000 towards private specialist treatment in the hope of saving her life.
She's seen quite a few different counsellors and she has to start again from the beginning. We just don't seem to be moving forward. Although she's got so much fight in her, there's going to be a stage where she will give up, I think, because how much can she go through?
Despite the desperation, a warning to others not to let eating disorders get this far.
I'm here for every single one of them. They can contact me through Facebook. I'll talk to any of them. I can support them along the journey. I'm not just doing this for myself.
From dreams of stage and stardom, Charlene's only dream today is to look like this again. Sarah Rogers, ITV News, Middleton.
Well, Lorna Garner is from BEAT, a charity for people affected by eating disorders. I asked how difficult it was to deal with.
We did a piece of research which we published in February that showed that of our survey group, over 50% of them said they waited for at least a year, having first noticed their symptoms, before they sought any help. So already you've got a year's worth of entrenched behaviour to address. So what that means is that we have to be better at identifying eating disorders earlier.
So how much of this do you think is just a lack of understanding of this condition?
There is a lot of that. It is getting better. GPs are better at identifying and diagnosing eating disorders. So better education, better understanding, and greater level of service at an earlier stage is the most important thing.
Given how tight money is in the NHS, I wonder how realistic it is to expect greater funding for an area like this.
Well, happily, the government announced recently that they have earmarked £150 million just for eating disorders to be spent over the next 5 years. So that's 30 million a year, which in the grand scheme of things is not a huge amount of money, but it is better than we have had. But it's an indication that they are beginning to listen and they are starting to take this seriously. And we need to build on that.
Do you think this has come too late?
Any kind of funding for care that responds to a big problem is always too late. People have died from eating disorders. So yes, it's always too late.
Attitudes to eating disorders can be pretty dismissive. What are some of the misunderstandings that people have?
Well, sadly, there are still a lot of misunderstandings. I've heard it called the slimmer's disease. I've heard it termed as a lifestyle choice, that people choose to behave this way. They just want to be thin or they want to look like some celebrity. The reality of it is, eating disorders are serious mental illnesses, and the mortality rate from eating disorders is greater than any other mental illness.
Well, if you want more information on bulimia, including where to get help and advice, then you can go to our website. It's itv.com/Granada.
a special thank you